When people hear the term survivalist or prepper, what do you think comes to mind? It's probably a meme, an image created by pop culture, to be honest with you. It's the guy with the gear and the guns. He's got some stockpiles of food and water, probably a little paranoid about the government, probably likes "don't tread on me" flags, and maybe even has a literal APC parked discreetly in the driveway. But you guys know the reality is a little bit different. True survivalism encompasses so much more than the acquisition of things. Being a survivalist, to me, means not polluting my body with garbage food. It means not letting my body slip into physical disrepair and decay just because the mainstream media said the dad bod is okay. It means living an intentional life, identifying flaws and weaknesses, and then working like hell to fix them, even when that process absolutely sucks and my mind is screaming at me to just quit. The idea here, guys, is to always get better, never accepting mediocrity or the bare minimum from life. Because if you do that, why are you even here? You need to get the most out of the short life that we have and leave some sort of legacy, okay? That's how I look at it. I don't want the bare minimum out of life because that's the lazy way out, and we don't operate like that. So let's cut through the bullshit and get serious. For this video, I've defined 4 critical survival categories: food, fitness, firearms, and field training. In each category, we're going to be brutally honest and give ourselves a score of 1 to 10. And then at the end of this video, we will have collected enough information to create an action plan. We'll see where some of our flaws are, and then we will have incentive to go fix them. Because if you don't know what's wrong, then you don't have any incentive to fix. But once you know what's wrong, the onus is on you to get out there and get it done. So let's go ahead and jump into the video, starting now. First category, food. What are you eating on a daily basis, and be honest. For me, I'm about an 8 to 9 during the week, and then on the weekends, I do tend to slip up a little bit. I have to be honest about that. Now, for you, if you scored 5 or less, then it's time to take a serious look at those eating habits. Download an app like MyFitnessPal and just log your meals for 1 solid week. If you see a pattern of fast food, processed meats, and sugar start to emerge, then you got an issue that you need to correct. And this is not that uncommon. Over, what is it, I think 2/3, 3/4 of the population here in America is overweight or obese. It's almost like this food was designed to transform the population into addicts, but, you know, that sounds like a conspiracy theory, right? I mean, granted, yes, the food industry spends millions every year buying influence like Capitol Hill, and then our government writes up new standards endorsing a diet full of meat and dairy, but I'm sure there's just absolutely no conflict of interest there. Anyways, though, that's a whole other rabbit hole for a different video. Overall, the big picture is just confusing as hell. There's a fast food joint on every block, and then again, there's a new diet to try out every time you look around you. Maybe it's Atkins, maybe it's intermittent fasting, or 5 small meals a day. So let's cut through all that bullshit and just make it simple. Stop eating out. Stop drinking soda. Cook your food at home. Know exactly what you're putting in your body. Don't tell me you don't know how to cook. It's 2019. Google it. And no, it doesn't cost more to cook your own food. The only cost is your time. So, I mean, really, when I look at it, I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but if you're not taking care of your physical health, please don't call yourself a survivalist. So just clean up in those aspects right there, and you'll see big benefits. And also, check down there in the pinned post where I linked up some simple eating choices. Now moving on to fitness. Scale of 1 to 10. 1 being I only do 12-ounce curls, or 10, I'm up at 5:30 a.m. doing deadlifts. I've been on both sides of that spectrum. I've been the total gym noob with about 5% muscle, struggling with a 95-pound bench press, hoping, praying that nobody noticed. I get it. The gym environment can feel very awkward to a new person. But trust me, nobody's watching. They are at the gym to work out, a very selfish endeavor. Headphones on, focus on the task at hand, and hopefully not in the squat rack doing curls, because that's just bad manners. But anyways, the point is simple. Go to the gym and work out, lift heavy stuff, put it back down again. Focus on the classic lifts: squat, deadlift, bench, military press. Train for strength, work in the cardio and that conditioning aspect, push yourself, and watch that investment pay off. And then maybe, hey, listen, that's cool. Maybe you're not trying to stack on muscle or what have you. Maybe the Gold's Gym experience just isn't for you. So get on Google and look for a local MMA gym, boxing gym, whatever, and go try it out. That first class is always free. Now, I know from experience that sometimes it's hard to find a time, a class, or a schedule, or even a price that works. It's not exactly cheap. So if you have nothing in the area, no gym, no combatives, well, of course, there's tons of other stuff that you can do at home. If you want any ideas, hit me up in those comments. And also, check the link in the pinned post to an awesome weight training program that I started as a complete newbie to lifting heavy things. And it just, it really made the process simple, and it paid off very well. 3 workouts a week, 45 minutes, can't go wrong with it. So definitely check out that link because listen, there's no excuse not to be physically fit. Up next is number 3, firearms. This one, I'll be honest, I'm absolutely horrible here. In a previous life, I had access to a wide open range and the ability to train anytime with any techniques I wanted. Now I'm very much limited by distance and other factors. So I had to figure out a way to make it happen, but work around the obstacle. So I bought an airsoft rifle. It's a clone of my primary rifle, same weight, same feel. Sometimes when I head out to the woods, I take it with me. I set up a few targets and practice basic drills. I shoot with my pack on, with the pack off, with a chest rig on, and without. Examining the terrain to identify choke points and ambush positions, and just trying to make myself a little better handling with my firearm and being aware of the environment that I'm actually in. This obstacle presented opportunity, so be creative. But whatever you do, do something. Just because you have guns doesn't mean you have a real advantage. No more so than owning a Ferrari qualifies me as a race car driver. If you're not training with your weapon, the odds of you surviving when the rounds are coming down range are slim to none. If you want to see what happens to untrained, unskilled fighters, look at any civil war from the Middle East to Europe, and you'll see that life expectancy is basically total shit. And finally, number 4, field training. Where are you here, okay? Are you SpongeBob or Cody or kind of somewhere in between? Because this is really important, getting out and getting dirty. You have the gear, now you've got to get out and use that gear. Because, I mean, sure, you can pack the bag, you can buy the stuff, you can talk about the scenarios, but if all that gear is in the corner collecting dust, it's basically 100% worthless. So go outside and challenge yourself. Is your weakness land nav? Then you need to dedicate training to land nav. Or maybe you've never made primitive shelters before, so maybe you need to dedicate some time to learning how to make primitive shelters. Get outside and get it done. Test yourself in good conditions and bad conditions. Then of course, yes, I know you're gonna say, but Blitz, there's no woods around here. I'm surrounded by urban sprawl. Guess what? So am I. Your excuse is about 100% invalid. Odds are very high that if you jump on Google Maps right now, put in your current address, and then zoom out, flip over to terrain mode, you will find patches of greenery in your area. It doesn't have to be some huge wilderness or sprawling, national forest or anything like that. It can be a secluded area in a local park. It doesn't matter. Those opportunities are there. You just need to keep your eyes open, see that opportunity, and then take advantage of it. Okay guys, so that's my take on survivalism and 4 ways to get better as a person and a survivalist overall. And granted, I freely admit that these aren't quick and easy fixes, but nothing in life that's worth gaining is ever going to be quick or easy. If there was a quick fix, then everybody would be on it. But these are things that require time and effort, and that time and effort that you put in is a great reward and a great trade-off when you see your skills start to evolve and you become better as a person. Now, you can make that process a little smoother and simpler by hanging out with people on the same path as you. And that's what I get out of the Warrior Tribe. I talk about the tribe a lot because, to be honest with you, they've had a big impact on my life, and they focus on those 4 categories that we just covered. So if you're interested in learning more about the Warrior Tribe and joining a network of like-minded people who are actually doing things in real life and becoming better and holding each other accountable, then you have to check out the link down there in the pinned post. And of course, guys, hit me up in those comments. Let me know how you guys are working your life and making it better, identifying those flaws and weaknesses, and then working to fix them. I'm very interested to see how you guys handle that whole self-improvement process. So once again, guys, thanks a lot for watching. and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.